Let's get this one started. And I was just speaking about Liths a second ago. We can roll with him.
2 BJs being picked. No surprises there. The differentiation here is though that one team has Pfizer, the other has Galena. Obviously Pfizer is strong, or Galena is strong at this map with the portal exit, and the totems have been buffed obviously lately. So, but Pfizer also always a strong pick, obviously with his wall hack ability. It's so strong.
Yeah, it's so useful as well on the power-ups, where you're able to locate your enemies and get things going, and also just to defend against the power-ups if you happen to give away a quad damage or something. So we haven't had any engagements up until now. Liths looks like he's walked into the wrong part of the map.
Corner of death.
And Base and Wenger are just kind of there together, supporting each other, not going too quick. Looks like Bus Driver manages to chase to return the frag a little bit. A small 1v1 there is concluded by Liths. So despite going down first, he's still like, it's like the slowest trade in the world in some way.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction. I think the score is gonna end in 15-9. We played 1 minute and 20 seconds and there's 4 frags.
I mean, they're going slow. They're going even slower right now than the North America. Like, even Cooler would be like, "Whoa, guys, this is like a."
It's like we're watching a bunch of Americans right now. That's so slow.
But Liths now has all 3 totems up, so they overstack.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a helping hand for them. He's even putting down another so he can get those totems to reactivate. And it's
15 seconds. Power up's gonna go up. Let's see how they are gonna tackle this problem of getting the power up.
Oh, well, Bus Driver, he's moved in with the dual wheel base. He's going to be able to fall, which isn't positive. And that's going to be, well, we're going to switch over to it.
So they've secured the power up, but without a visor, are they going to be able to find their opponents?
Well, there's one down, but he's going with the rail. He's got some other weapons, and he's missing a couple of shots. Little kind of trickles of damage coming. And rail with the quad is always that. You look like a god if you're hitting your shots,
yeah.
But if you're not, it's...
It kind of looks ridiculous, yeah. The rail has such a long reload time that if you have quad and you take that shot and you miss it, you're so vulnerable, because before you're able to switch to another weapon, you're probably already being damaged and pushed.
I really want to go and see Wenger up there, because I'm a bit of a fanboy of this guy. He's a young, well, as we've said at the beginning, the youngest pro player in the tournament. He's a rising star, quite literally. He's making it to finals and dual events. And he's a guy I think a lot of people are looking at to be sort of the next generation top player.
It gives me so much hope that someone like Wenger can pick up the game, really put in the time, and now he's here at Quakecon playing with a legend like Base.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean this is a fairy tale, right?
It is for him as well. He can't believe that he's really like at these events. Tour for him was like a dream coming true. Being at Quakecon all of a sudden, he's going to the other continent. Before Tour, he had never left Italy.
And he's such a sweet guy.
Yeah, he's adorable. So
I want to hug him when I see him every time.
Well, we've got a tied game at the moment, but we're almost up to the next power up.
It's gonna be the protection.
Ooh, that shot from Liths. We'll keep floating though with Wenger as we move to protection. Getting a fresh spawn at this point in the game, 15 seconds, means maybe you can grab a weapon and you have a bit of health and armor to work with. So you can see the walls are closing in on them. However, they're fighting back versus Bus Driver. He is so low. This is going to be a power-up.
Great positional play by Cyberfight there. They got to the power up faster than Liths and Bus Driver. They took positions. They denied them entry, and they had a safe pickup. It's how you need to play this game if you want to.
It was a good demonstration from Wenger of how to play with the lighter weapons as well. Everything's not about diving in with the heavy weapons, especially in 2v2. It can be so important just to whittle them down, chip away at their armor, chip away at their health, and then swap to something more powerful once you've got a better position on them.
Absolutely. And Wenger's someone who can all of a sudden just, with a click, he can go into some Super Saiyan mode and do things that you don't normally see in Quake. But he's been honing down his skills a lot, and he's playing very sensibly lately. And I mean, were you expecting the score to be as close as it is now?
I think it's early days in the match at this point.
Teams are tied.
Missing out on that visor certainly made things difficult once they picked up the power up.
Nice rocket.
That was spicy. Grace has still got a bit of stack, but he is getting railed once, and Bus is going to find the end of him.
Bit of overkill there, Bus. He had 9 health, dude.
I mean, a little. 4 days. Well, he's lost out on a bunch of his totems. He's trying to get back to the overstack point. It should be a big focus, really, for Wenger and Base to make sure they find those totems and eliminate any advantage that they're getting with it. But this is this heavy stack is making this really strong right now. The heavy armor can withstand way more blows from your opponents.
Yeah, it's interesting with the changes they made. That like it used to be that mega health and armor were equally strong, in my opinion. But now with the overstack that you start with when spawning, you can get max 25 health from picking up the mega health. Where you can get max 100 armor if you pick up the heavy. So the emphasis should always be on the heavy, in my opinion, because that item gives you more stack, I think.
I think that also if you're the Galena and you've got lots of totems that can heal you up,
you can just ignore the mega health, basically.
It's about kind of denying the weapon. Oh, he's looking for a mid-air. We're going to go dart over to Wenger, who's just got himself a double kill. See if we can finish this on a high. Going to be buzzing right now. They are 6 frags in the lead. I know they had trouble versus Bus Driver X and Litz previously, and I think that Wenger's coming into this tournament with very modest expectations, but deep down is like, you know, I want to win everything.
Of course, if you're a true competitor, you're only here for one thing, and that's to win the cup and take it home.
It looks like we've slowed things down a little bit. We had such a slow start. The activity picked up a lot more. Holy crap, those rockets! And another one at the end. Bye-bye, Litz. And with a rail in hand with heavy up soon. Trying to call back. Oh my god! How much damage has Wenger just been doing? And he's got his dual wield available too. Oh, that totem. That funks with him.
That's one way of finding the totems.
Do you find the totems often themselves?
By walking over them, yes.
Do you just like voluntarily do it? You're still aware of them.
Also, when I see something shiny and I just want to like, I want to get to it, you know.
It's a trap, though. It's a trap. You can't do it.
And again,
smashing it, Wenger.
You're going to get an opportunity for the third.
Oh wow, that little ledge grab that he did, that almost threw off a Bus Driver. I'm going to try and go over to one of the play to improve players. We've got dual wheel. Oh my god, a switch over to Buzz just as we get over here. He might be able to finish the job, but Base with another.
Am I wrong in saying that we're seeing here a meta evolving where there's a support player and a carry? Where Pfizer and Galena they can give help, they can give information by using the wall hack, and BJ is just pure damage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's important that although you can have these roles interchanging between the players, the BJ, if you're going to get the most out of your ability, you want to be the second in the fight so that you're not being focused down immediately. I feel like the concept of support and carry and things like that changes quite fluidly in the game depending on who's got a better stack, who's got a better position. And then the abilities can mold those roles a little bit more.
So let's see if Base gives the heavy here to...
Oh no, he's not.
There was Litz!
Litz has just stolen it. They do manage to get the kill on him, but that was a lot of extra damage that they had to do. I'll switch to Wenger, who managed to escape with his life, but is going to get caught out by Litz in the end.
Come on, Billy boy.
One frag difference. 2 quarters of the game done. It's going to be a tight one.
It is. And, you know, I think I expected this game to be close. And honestly, I was leaning in favor of believing that Litz and Bus were going to be able to take the match. You can't really tell at this stage who it is.
No, it's anyone's game.
Yeah, completely.
The lead that they pulled ahead with their last power-up was fairly small.
This next power-up is going to be key because it's going to be a quad. It's going to enable someone to get a lot of frags and hopefully pull away. Wenger in trouble though. 25 health. He has his ability.
it's almost better for him to die at this point, it feels like. He can't do much. I think he popped it right at the end. Oh, that rocket is nasty. And they've got Burst, he's going to grab it. He even gets himself a quad rail right after. He's got himself onto the Mega, and now we've got a lead all of a sudden. Misses out on the rail shot, but he's not chasing on them. Maybe a missed opportunity, but you also don't want to just walk right into a trap.
You also now notice the difference between Pfizer and Galena as the second champion, because if Play to Improve would have picked Pfizer, Blitz would have been able to tell Bus Driver where the opponents are. They are now blind. It's a big map. We're playing Runes of Sarna. It's easy to hide. So yeah, they did pull away a bit, but...
And in the same way with Base playing on the Visor, he knows where he can hide. Oh, Wenger coming in, he gets himself a double from that. Let's go check him out. Pretty low though. That's that we can see all the health right at the top below the character portraits. Definitely the Galena and the BJ who have got the better stack right now. We need to see Base and Wenger picking up that control once more. Like these little snap rails. Really not bad at all. And he makes sure he doesn't go into the totem.
He learned from his mistake earlier.
Yeah, I'm more than familiar with those totems. I love these little snap shots that he's hitting. He's got Base that just goes on the side. He's looking for the support now to dual wheel. 2 for nothing. I mean, that's a great exchange. Oh, Bus Driver though with the starting shotgun. However, Base, again, a favorable exchange. And it's only 2 frags between them. We're getting towards the final stages of the map really soon.
And they pulled back. Like, there was a 7 frag difference at some point, I think. And now it's 2 frags apart again, so...
It's going back and forth.
Yeah.
So each time the power-ups come up, it's made a difference, but it's not been quite significant enough for them to maintain that lead.
Yeah, I wonder if Play to Improve can get this one and even start creating a lead that might be hard to come back on for the final power-up. I'm going to go switch over to... let's go find the power-up guy. He's managed to get mega health, so he is looking very, very healthy right now. But
damage protection, so 60% off his damage.
Yeah. Can he find the opponents? He's managed to get a little bit of a rail war happening with the Visor. But Base is being slippery, and this protection's got just about 5 seconds left on it.
Very great counterplay there by Cyberfight, nullifying that power up. I didn't think he got any frag, did he?
No,
maybe
one.
Maybe the one right at the start.
Yeah.
I believe that was
I should have blinked and missed that one.
It just shows you that it's not the end of the world if you don't get the power up.
Yeah.
You can play with that.
Ooh, that was
You can
nasty.
nullify someone's power up. And Cyberfight did that great there.
Right. You're absolutely right on that, but it's about, you don't want to risk not going for the power-up at the same time unless you're super, super confident. And look at this, the final 2 minutes, all of a sudden we're getting a lead re-established. It's such a dangerous time for Cyberfight. It means they pretty much have to get the last quad in order to challenge. Obviously the time limit is 15 minutes, guys. So if the scores aren't even, then the game is going to end there. Or it's the first to 50 frags who will win the map. We're only on the first map, guys, so we're guaranteed a second, but we could obviously go to a tiebreaker too.
I don't think it's gonna get
on for the rocket.
Yeah, this 8 frags, this has become a lot. We need miracles almost from Cyberfight. Otherwise the Brits are bringing it home. Maybe.
It's a bit too early to say that too.
No, it excites me quite a bit, you know.
I mean, I can understand the sentiment though. Like, Brexit is around the corner. You want to take as much home as you can while you can.
When we had Garpy and Hell over at Tor, but unfortunately they didn't bring it home. Oh, there's a bit of a trade that happened on the side.
Venture, he can drop down and pick it up, but he'll probably die and give it away anyway. So it's nice. He didn't go for the quad. He waited for them to pick up the quad and then do damage to the quad. That was way more effective than dropping down, getting the quad, and immediately getting killed.
It was the only real option, I think. He had to hope he could do more damage, but right now we've got 3 frags to go, and play to improve are looking to lock down this map with what is 10 frags now to return from. The Brits are getting a good start. And that is a nasty rocket. That is 400 damage. Not much is going to be surviving that. So GG to Liths and Bus Driver.
Who is apparently
one.
Norwegian.
Pardon?
who is apparently Norwegian.
Apparently, he's not. I can confirm he's British. Both Northerners. I think they can qualify for calling them that. I think Doncaster is where Bus Driver's from, and Barnaby or somewhere in York. Sounds like a very northern name. So yeah, but yeah, Brits in the audience, cheer for these guys. Apparently we could have called them Bad Brits. That's like their alternative name, but we're going with Play to Improve. They've got their fun logo. But do you feel, Yakimo, do you think that Cyberfight got a chance to come back into the next one?
They've definitely got a chance. I mean, they're very, very strong players. That was actually really quite a tight game. We had a little bit of back and forth over the power-ups. It was just without their ability to track down the other players, they couldn't pick up a really strong lead.
Yeah. Okay, it was a good start, and it just felt like right at the end they faltered, and that's when Bust and Liss were getting to their strongest point.
They took control of the map in the last 2 minutes there. Venger and Base, they did really well though. I'm impressed by both teams.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
I see. Have you managed to see any of the other things going on, or any of the lead up towards Quakecon? Has there been any team that maybe, Liquid's obviously a favorite, but is there anyone you think, hey, hang on, maybe you've got a chance?
Okay, so I've been talking to people.
Oh.
And I've come to the conclusion that there's one team here who is doing better than expected, in my opinion. And
right.
Probably it's going to be the team to beat. And like Avec and Kilson, everyone is like, these guys are on a roll.
Sorry, we're going to get that game started in a second. So, Avec and Kilson, are they your guys, like the dark horses you're calling?
Yeah, for sure. For me, yeah.
Right. Have you got one yourself?
I'd have to go with that as well. I mean, Kilson is a phenomenally
Really?
good player. Very, very strong. And we haven't really seen very much of him over the last few months. He kind of backed off a little bit when he did some other things. But coming to an event like this, he's not going to come without having practiced.
Yeah, for sure.
He comes to these things to do his damnedest to win.
Oh, is it? Just jump into the game in a second. I've been smack talking some Maestro players quite a bit lately. We've got the CIS guys who are going, and I'm big fans of them, and I think they're doing very well.
You know the Netherlands is not part of CIS, right?
Pardon?
The Maestro does CIS.
But it's their tag. It's their tag. It's the differentiator. Yeah. I'm not trying to rag on you, okay? But I have been quite vocal about my thoughts of how Razy and Sparty have been performing in many months of this year, and I think finally they're getting to a shape where actually I think they are a dark horse.
Interesting. Again, Razy is one of those. You could kind of compare him to Venger, I guess, in certain aspects. He just showed up. He was like a semi-pro in Counter-Strike, I think, in Hungary.
Yes.
So, he has the mentality. He knows about work ethic, how he would prove in the game, and I remember in the first few months of Quake, he was playing so much FFA, more than me.
Yeah. And that's saying something.
And he was practically dominating Duel for a while in the first few months as well.
Yeah.
He was doing really good. Razy's breakout tournament was last Quakecon.
Yeah.
That's when he was doing amazing.
Oh, the Blood Covenant game against Rafa.
Yeah, he was 7 seconds away from eliminating Rafa from the playoffs. It is unbelievable. Despite that, guys, we have got map 2 between Bus Driver and Liss in Play to Improve, and also the Cyberfight guys, Venger and Base.
Blood Run. Such a good map. I think it's my favorite map.
For real?
Yeah.
Are you Russian?
No. But, yeah, what is this thing about? I've heard that Russian children are being grown up on Blood Run. This is their...
I think that's what people are saying. It was such a adored map in the CIS region, and it kind of always became a meme that this is where the training grounds, where all Russian players are honing their skills. And so with Base obviously being from Russia, he's going to be more than comfortable on a map like this.
I'm actually, yeah, so I'm going to say that is going to be the deciding factor here.
Right.
We have one Russian on the server here.
And so he's going to take it. That means we're going to get a tiebreaker in that case.
Yeah, we're going to go to a certain...
All right, I like that. I love this logic. This is fantastic.
So you're going with Cyberfight again?
I have to. I mean, I'm sitting here with 2 Brits. I have to.
This is very biased of you, Seb. Very unprofessional. I'm not sure what to think of this.
Well, Base does have a phenomenal amount of experience on this map.
You're the one that needs to be professional here, Suit. Don't tempt me.
I know. I'm crossing a very thin, fragile line right now, but nevertheless, you're absolutely right, Yakimo. Like, Base has got insane experience. We can check him out a little bit. He's playing Visor. The champions selected by the players are exactly the same as we saw in Ruins. But Litz is just getting himself a quick double over there.
Power
So
up
we
5
jinxed him.
seconds. No! Who knew that mid-airs with Tribal would be cool as well?
Oh wow, and Wenger just manages to take down the kill at the end of his dual wield, but there's going to be a quad. It's taken by the other boys. Oh, it was taken by Base. Oh, that's a nasty shotgun blast.
I think Litz kind of dropped the ball there. He took 2 or 3 shots with light shotgun on Base with a quad, but he didn't manage to get the kill.
No, I think there was a bit of missing going
3 kills for Base with the quad now?
Yeah, I mean, he was hitting the rails. We saw someone at the beginning, and there's one, and he's like, I know you're there, mate. I know you're there. This isn't a secret. And yeah, Litz is going to feel. Look at that Power Up Massacre. You get that award and you get 5 frags in the quad. And it doesn't, like 5 doesn't sound like much, really, in the grand scheme of things, but it's a big quad run.
Especially in 2v2.
Yeah. All dual wheel for Base to go up against. He can't quite hit the rail shot. So we're going to see maybe a small amount more control.
Oh, beautiful rocket.
You gotta go out of the way, dude. Can't just stand there and tank it.
It's just eating it. He's hungry.
Quite a few totems appearing now. So Litz possibly has all 3 up.
Oh my god. They're just holding hands in the air over there.
All 3, so there's 3 health.
Right, this is a much faster map than we were seeing before. We're less than 4 minutes in and we got almost 30 frags between all of the players. You can see there the flaming totems just above the ability circle. Those totems are healing for 50 HP each, up to a maximum of 175.
I think Cyberfight is making a mistake here by allowing him to get those totems up. They're not hidden. They're at the tribal. They should get rid of them as soon as possible.
For sure. Ouch, Base. Those rockets are so nasty. We've got Wenger on the side. I think he just used his dual wield as well, so I will switch over to Wenger and see what he can do. Tons of ammo. He's going to go for it. This is very, very dangerous to do. Even though you do take less damage, you're not invulnerable at all. But we know Wenger is someone who's not like afraid of anything.
This is such a common occurrence. Chasing someone through T on Blood Run, eating rockets while you're trying to kill him. I feel the pain.
I like that steal. I know that the protection was... oh my god, that tribal.
You went flying there.
I know the protection was by Wenger, but Base is like, I can't like allow you to take it and wait for you. You have to steal it.
They were both at the rocket launcher teleporter. They went through it. Wenger chased them. They figured out that they were going to go to nail gun, and you could already see Base going from lightning gun up to teleport, capturing them, putting them in that room, and forcing to make the kills. So that was a great play there.
Needs to get some support. Base is covered. Those rockets are really good. Base does return it. He's going to stay in the fight a bit. He's not able to back off from Bus Driver. He makes it a 2-for-1. There's 8 frags behind, but we already know that Play to Improve can make a comeback.
You're going to have to do it fast, though, because they're already halfway. I said it, and Base kills some suicides. And,
see, now you get to experience like the proper commentator's curse, man. There's nothing we can do. It's out of our control completely.
Nice out. Time to
Go wheel from Wenger. It's going to help a bit. Base actually clears up most of it. I think a totem went down, which kind of gets wasted very fast. Nice. LG. The totem there, he moves in the rings for it, but Litz goes down. All Bus from the sidelines.
He ate a totem.
quad damage.
Alright, the Cyberflight guys did just eat a lot of damage. Quad came up at a good moment for Bus. He's able to deal out everything he wanted. 7 frags behind. He's going to hope to bring it back by 1 or 2 or hopefully more for his sake. And so that maybe by the power-up afterwards, we could be looking at a tied game again.
Yeah, we went from 25-15 to 29-23, so it's looking really good for Bus Driver and Litz right now. Taking back control.
That's what I'm afraid of, though, for Wenger and Base, is that they get these nice starts, they get out of the gates really quick, and then they're not able to keep that control going.
It ain't over until the fat lady sings, they say, right?
That's it, that's it. We're getting trades down at rail. If you've got a lead, then you want to keep getting those 1-for-1s, but Liz is making it a 2-for-1. I haven't seen loads of Liz lately, so we can go over to him soon. But they're fighting over here. There's no power up for another minute, but they want everything they can from this nail gun room. Base comes back in for another. He does half trade, but again, Liz is getting a whole lot of work done.
4 frags difference now. They brought it back. It's anyone's game again. Next power up is the key. We're only 18 frags away from the frag limit, even though we're only halfway through the game. So.
Yeah. I mean, this very much looks like a game that we'll finish before we hit the 15-minute
Yeah, there's going to be less power-ups. So
yeah.
The less power-ups there are, the more important they become.
Yeah. Looks like Base and Wenger are kind of slowed down. They're keeping to that rocket room. I think this is, he knows they're floating around that area, but the attention is now to setting up for this power-up room. You really want to get into this room earlier than your opponents. Look at the damage that Base and Wenger have done.
Very well played there by C58. They were prepared.
But they all got into the room at a very similar time.
Yep.
Oh, there's rockets. They're fighting from both sides. We've got Wenger who's managed to pick up the protection, but that is a 2-for-0. And I think finally there's some wind in Wenger and Base's sails where they're not leaking frags anymore. They can feel like they're actually proactively chasing that 50 limit, but Wenger misses out on heavy.
That was a nice fact you gave there, Sue.
Nice what?
Base learned English to be able to communicate with Wenger.
It's insane, right?
That's dedication right there.
I know that from a couple of months ago, Base would recite the numbers from 1 to 60 to learn how to share timings of items on the map. So Mega Health and Heavy Armor, if you take it, it respawns 30 seconds later, and you want to have some precision to it. So you want to tell your teammate it's going to spawn 36 seconds past the minute, or whatever it happens to be. And so Base is going through the numbers in his head every day. I think it's crazy dedication. They're not just practicing the fundamentals of Quake and 2v2.
He's learning a language.
Learning a language in order to play.
Come on.
Who else can say they've done that?
And just popping out his dual wheels. That's very short work of him then.
He might go down. This takes it back.
Feet, old man.
Nice little try by
Nice there.
I like
It's
that.
actually pretty tricky to do that.
It is. It's not as easy as it looks. You've really got to get the timing right. But we've got 9 frag advantage. And Yakimo, is there a realm in which this lead goes back into Bus and Lister's way?
It's only going to happen if they secure the power up, I think, at this point.
I feel
Yeah,
like
next power up is going to be the decider.
8
sure.
frags is going to be making it difficult otherwise.
yeah, I feel like Base and Wenger have to really drop the ball on these items.
Bus driver's ability is not going to be up here.
True. Base is going to be able to kill one of them, but Bus is there. What a stack.
Quad damage.
Yeah, it was a risk he took, I think, by activating the ability before going into the power up room. But, oh,
Wow.
so nice.
Base
I
is
love
there.
it when you knock someone up in the air with a rocket launcher and you know the trajectory and you just, oh, it's so nice.
Alright, sorry guys, I skip around, we get over to the quad carrier, so what you want to see.
3 tracks now.
They have closed the gap. That was impressive work.
And look at the control that they've got. I mean, Base and Wenger, they need to make sure they're getting really good trades. They've got to get a couple of 2-for-nothings, otherwise it's going to go sour for them. Bus takes down one, Wenger's on the other. And he might want to back off a little bit. Litter's going to find him. I don't know if Wenger can survive this.
I really want to see a dirt map, so I'm gonna. You were talking about the caster curse earlier. I think that Play to Improve is gonna win this map.
Wait, so what are you saying? So, so you're trying to reverse cast?
Hey.
Yeah, I see what you're doing now. This is good. I'm with you. We're getting for these 1-for-1s. Base and Wenger will be happy for that, but Base has got to get the damage out. Those 2 health levels aren't there. Wenger, he needs to pick up this one. Getting so close to that 50 mark now. And an absolute nice.
My hands are sweaty right now. I wonder how these guys' heart rate is.
I was thinking that was Liz doing a good job of showing that Galena is not just a support character.
Oh man, he's been going ham. That's one of a quick look at the scores. I mean, Liz is one of the top scorers on the server right now, alongside Wenger, so great performances from them. Both of them looking to have strong, obviously everyone is, but they feel like they need strong performances here at Quakecon.
They're here first in the power-up room. Play to improve. They have to be, because they need to get this.
Totem!
And another one up straight away.
They can't really chase in for the power-up anymore, so it's so dangerous. Base comes back in again, and I fear that that was maybe an error, because they're only
one frag in it.
Yeah, this is...
It's gonna go to the fragment, yeah.
Oh, that rocket jump from Liz, he probably wanted to go for the kill instead, and he kind of leapt away from that. He's checking the back angles. That's a normal hiding spot.
But we're back in this situation once again, where having secured a power-up, they can't actually find their enemy.
There's less than 10 seconds left on this. We've got a tied game now, but protection is about to fade away. I don't think we're going to get to another power-up. I think it's going to go down between now and then. There's two of them.
Oh, let's never go to mega health alone.
Wow, and Wenger's just managed to get one more. Let's hover with base. They're going to be desperate to just jump on a 2-on-1 on a player, focus targets.
They're waiting. They're baiting the heavy right now. They're like, come pick it up. Come pick it up. There's nothing going to happen.
He's gone for it.
There's nothing going to happen. Oh.
And he got away with it as well.
That's so smart from Liths on the other side, though.
He supported there to be able to pick up that heavy. He took position at tribal to pressure down, so they couldn't focus on the heavy. It was a good play, yeah, for sure.
But we've not had any frags now for like 30 seconds. It feels like. Base and Wenger, did they get the last? They didn't even get the last mega health, I don't think. When you can look at the stacks at the top, it is below play to improve.
Yeah, it's up to play to improve to get the frags. They have the stack, they have the upper hand right now, so they need to go hunting.
They both have massive stacks, but they know that if they get focus fighter, they walk through a choke point like this. Yeah. I mean, it could be the map over.
This is actually really smart for Cyberfights here. Camping the nail gun room, you know there's always going to be choke points.
Oh my god, we've got 49-49 at the moment. They pushed in. Wenger and Base were looking at different targets. We're going to have the quad up in a moment. We've got the stacks that have kind of been lost. I think, look, there's going to be a player dying. Oh, the quad carrier is low right now. These guys don't really know how to finish it. If we happen to go to 15 minutes,
they don't have a fight.
Time will keep going.
Base's ability is ready and waiting for him to use it, so he can use that to make it easier for his team to stay away from this power-up as well.
So look at, they've just gone through the teleporter. They're hoping that they can survive for a couple more seconds. Bus just wants one full shotgun blast! Oh my god!
What an ending!
What a read over there. That is going to be play to improve, making the 2-0. They've secured themselves top 16 in the tournament. They're in the money, and they can even carry on to play to get themselves in the upper bracket